Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing really well and welcome back to my podcast, Life of an Artrepreneur. So in this episode, I'm going to talk about YouTube, and I've probably been on YouTube now for way over 3 years. So I'm going to talk about some of the things that I wish I knew before starting my YouTube channel, advice on actually starting a YouTube channel and how to grow your channel. So those are the three main things I'm going to talk about in this episode. I absolutely love YouTube as a platform. I think it's such a great place for you to show what you and your brand or your whole business is about. And I feel like you can just connect so much more with people on YouTube, probably more so than Instagram and TikTok. I think because YouTube is mainly long form video, I think people can relate to you a lot more as they see your personality and what you're all about. So they enjoy seeing your journey, and you can reach so many more people in your niche. It's a whole different audience to kind of open yourself up to. One of my episodes a few weeks ago was all about how to grow on social media. And to do that, being seen across as many platforms as possible definitely helps with that. So starting a YouTube channel can just open you up to a whole new audience that you can then bring on to your other platforms, or vice versa, kind of bring your audience from the platforms that you've got already, like TikTok, Instagram, whatever it might be, Facebook, and kind of bring them over to your YouTube channel. And it's just an opportunity for them to kind of get to know you a little bit more, because you can really be creative with those long form videos. So why should you start a YouTube channel first and foremost? As an artist, I feel like it's just such a good way to express yourself, and it gives you that sense of purpose, and it's a creative outlet, I think, that can lead to so much more exposure, opportunity, and give you another stream of income. You can help others solve the problem. So, a lot of people go to YouTube to kind of learn something new or figure out how to do something. So whether that be a review on a certain art material, or a how-to video, for example, a tutorial, or showing a certain drawing technique, it's the perfect platform to sort of show off your skills, even if you aren't a professional. And to be honest, I actually think if you start your YouTube channel, whilst you're starting out being an artist, people love following the journey. So starting a YouTube channel as early as you can, being really genuine and showing that you're learning along the way, it definitely resonates with people on a deeper level. And I think, therefore you can make deeper connections with your audience, and like I said before, kind of bring them over to your other platforms. A great way to actually start an online business and start getting the ball rolling, sharing different aspects of behind the scenes with your audience. But it's also a great way to promote your business if you've already got one. And just sharing every step with an ever-growing audience. So for example, I upload artist vlogs every week, so people can get to know me as the artist, see what I've been up to, and just get that behind the scenes content that I think is way more difficult to show on other platforms like Instagram and TikTok, because they're more short form videos. And yes, you can show it. I just think longer form videos, you can share so much more, and you can really talk about stuff in depth. I do a lot of how-to videos, which is more educational, like tutorials, and they usually do quite well because, again, people like to learn things. But even so, that might persuade people from YouTube to join me over on Patreon, which is my main teaching channel. Even if I share drawing process videos, it might just persuade some people to, order a commission. You just never know who's watching your videos. Sharing content and building a whole brand in this day and age, I think, is so important with everything being so digital. You just never know who might be watching your videos, and what opportunities might be around the corner. Even from how you come across, or how you've edited or structured a video, or even the whole aesthetic of your channel can attract those opportunities and bring more people to your channel. Another main reason why you should start a YouTube channel is how much it will build your confidence. So the first few videos you put out there won't be the best, especially if you're not used to talking into a camera. I think people are naturally more confident, but others aren't, and it's quite it is quite daunting, the feeling of putting yourself out there and sharing loads of stuff about your work. I know when I look back at my first few YouTube videos that I put on, I cringe so much because I can tell I'm trying to come across in a certain way, and I look uncomfortable. I'm not really being myself. But as with anything, the more you do these type of videos and the more that you practice, the more natural and genuine you'll come across. It's actually mental how much more confident I feel and how much more confident I come across compared to them first few videos. Like I literally had no idea what I was doing. I was almost like imitating YouTubers that I'd watch that were like nothing to do with art, like how they'd speak and interact with the camera. But because I'd not had practice like talking into a camera, it just came across as awkward and dead weird. So please don't go and watch them back because they're awful. But if you want a laugh, then you can do. But yeah, don't put too much pressure on yourself for those first few videos. I think it's better just to start than overthink it and not start a YouTube channel at all. You know, you do get over that initial like overthinking stage of what's everyone going to think, what my friend's going to think. Everyone's going to find it cringy. But at the end of the day, if you're building like a personal brand and you're growing your business and trying to earn money from YouTube, then just go for it because no one really cares. It's only like you're your biggest critic. You know, they might think, oh, she started a YouTube channel, and then after the first few videos, they get over it. So yeah, I promise that you'll get over that initial cringe factor and you'll have all these amazing videos to look back on, and you know, you can reflect on your journey as an artist and see the community that you've built of like like-minded people who are genuinely interested in what you've got to say and, you know, watching your videos, learning your skills and following your journey. So that brings me on to things I wish I knew before I started my YouTube channel. I wish I hadn't have like stressed so much about those first few videos and trying to make them perfect, because it's better to just start somewhere and then you can always improve on that. I guess it is difficult though if you're like such a perfectionist like me. You just want absolutely every little bit to be perfect. I think that can almost get in the way a little bit, especially when you're thinking about your first few videos. You don't want to overcomplicate it. Even though you might feel slightly awkward talking into a camera at first, it definitely helps talking about stuff that really interests you. So because I love drawing and teaching and art and helping people like grow the hobby into a business, then I feel like that passion definitely comes across. And I guess that can be infectious for people. And as you grow your channel, I think you'll naturally become more knowledgeable and valuable to people the more that you're learning on your journey as well. Definitely have a look at other artists on YouTube or people that you just genuinely like watching on YouTube. Look at their thumbnails, their banners, the whole aesthetic of the channel. Look what type of videos did well and almost use that as inspiration for your own content that would do well for you. You shouldn't ever copy anyone. You should kind of figure out what makes you different and what makes you stand out. I think if you're genuine and you're transparent, then you'll relate to more people and they're more likely to subscribe to your channel and follow along because you're being yourself. You're not trying to be someone else. Use YouTube Shorts to your advantage. So these are short form videos that you can post regularly that you've like already posted on Instagram or TikTok. So you can almost reuse that content and it'll just kind of boost your engagement a little bit, and people that watch your shorts or they find one of your videos while scrolling through YouTube Shorts, it might just persuade them to go onto your main channel and watch your longer videos. Although when I started YouTube, I don't even think they had YouTube Shorts, unless I just didn't know about it. I'm sure they must have brought them out about 6 months, a year later after I'd joined, because then I started to use them and then it did give me a bit of a boost. But yeah, before that, it was just heavily reliant on just the long form videos. In terms of starting to earn money from YouTube, it's a long game. Like it takes a while, I'm not going to lie. It took me about 1.5 years, if not longer, to start earning from YouTube. And to be honest, that is my fault. You can do it a lot quicker. It's my fault because after about 6 months, I kind of gave up with it a little bit. I didn't post anything for ages, and then my watch hours just kind of kept going down, and I thought, oh, I can't, like I've got so much going on. I was trying to build other stuff. I'd just started Patreon as well, so it was like a lot going on at once. But then I just got another spurt of motivation, and I just kind of went for it consistently for about 1 year, and then I eventually got there. So you need at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours within 1 year to be able to start earning from YouTube. Initially, these numbers go very, very slow. I think that's partly why I gave up with it. I just thought, oh, well, I'm never, ever going to get there. Literally, it was going up by like a few well, I don't even know, to be honest. It wasn't moving very fast, put it that way. So I just thought, well, I'm never going to get there. And I just kind of gave up with it. But it's that, I feel like that first third or first like half is the hardest. And when you're kind of getting nearer to the 4,000 watch hours mark, it does, you know, you get there a lot quicker because obviously you're getting more subscribers and you're getting more people watching your videos on your channel. So those watch hours go up a lot quicker than when you first initially start your channel. YouTube Shorts, I don't think count within that 4,000 hours. Like, YouTube doesn't combine watch hours from long form videos with watch hours from your YouTube Shorts, but you can actually start earning from YouTube Shorts if you reach 10 million views within the past 90 days, which sounds like a lot. It sounds like a hell of a lot, but I suppose if you're someone who enjoys creating, short form videos, you've got loads and loads already on TikTok and Instagram, and you're literally posting them every day, I think initially do whatever you can to just really boost those watch hours. But the long form videos, although they take so much more effort, those views that you'll get kind of accumulate over time. And videos that I've posted like years ago, I'm still getting paid from them now because people are still watching them. So it's not like you're wasting your time doing a video, it's only got 10 views or whatever, because over time it will go up. But yeah, just post as much as you can, quality and quantity, and just be so consistent with it to really boost your watch hours, and just share all your videos. Just do whatever you can. Just be really active and you will get there. And definitely within a year you will start earning from YouTube and you'll have that extra income stream. I guess most of you who are listening to this are either an artist or a hobby artist, so you already have your niche. You'd start a YouTube channel talking about arty things basically. But if you aren't, I think it's better to kind of knuckle down into a niche rather than go too broad, or keep it to like a broad niche. So think of like 3 main topics for your videos, and YouTube's more likely to push it because it definitely kind of knows what your channel is all about. You've not got a million different videos about all these different topics going on. It's all relatively under the same bracket, which is art or drawing or whatever it might be. For example, I do artist vlogs, podcast episodes, a lot of how-to videos like tutorials, with the occasional travel vlog, purely because I just love making them and they're good to look back on in like years to come. And I think generally people just like watching holiday travel vlogs. Maybe I should stick more to the art content, but I feel like people also love the lifestyle and like the behind the scenes type content as well. Obviously my main stuff is art, but because my artist vlogs are sort of art and lifestyle, like it's a lot of behind the scenes, I guess the travel vlog kind of sort of fits into that. They're kind of the same style as my artist vlogs anyway, in terms of like the editing and the structure. But yeah, I've only done 2 travel vlogs. I really enjoy making them and I feel like it just splits up the art content a little bit. And it just shows that, you can travel and have a bit of a life without just constantly working. I think it's nice to share that as well. You want the aesthetic and like the look of your channel to be consistent. So thumbnails, fonts, like your banner, they're all really important. Think about when someone comes to your channel, the first thing they'll see is your banner, which is basically like a cover photo on Facebook. They'll see your profile picture, bio, thumbnails and titles. So you want the titles of your videos to be really interesting and compelling. You want your thumbnails to be eye-catching and good quality. To help improve the quality of your thumbnails, I'd actually take a photo of what you want the thumbnail to look like. So like set it up on a tripod on a timer, have it as an actual photo rather than just a screenshot from the video, because it's just like, you might think it might not make a difference, but honestly the quality, you can see the difference on your thumbnails. Whether it's got you in it or like a close-up of your drawing or whatever it is, definitely take a photo rather than a screenshot. It's just so much better quality. The size of a YouTube thumbnail is 1280 by 720 pixels, so you can edit this in Photoshop or Procreate or Canva. There's loads of templates out there as well, so try a few different ones. Switch them up, see if that makes a difference on like your views of your video. Try a few different styles and fonts until you kind of figure out, what you like the look of and what looks good for your channel. But yeah, really have a good think about the whole aesthetic and how you want your YouTube channel to look before starting, so you've got kind of some idea as to where you're heading. I think mine is actually a little bit all over the place at the minute because I seem to have a different font for like each type of video. So for like my artist vlog videos, I've got a font for my podcast episodes. I've got a different font for my tutorials. So I think maybe I should make them all more consistent, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm kind of still 3 years on figuring out the aesthetic. It's definitely got so much better than what I used to. The thumbnails that I used to put on were horrendous. You need to have something that really stands out, and I used to use like Geo Sans Light as the text in my thumbnail, like the title that's supposed to be eye-catching, and you can barely read it because it's so thin. So yeah, I'd advise like a bigger font that like stands out. If someone types in like drawing tutorial of a horse or whatever, and then they type that into YouTube, loads and loads of videos come up, all different tutorials from all different artists. You want yours to be the one that really stands out against everything else. So you want it to be, like I've said, really good quality, eye-catching, and just kind of looks professional when they click on it and then click on your channel. You just want everything to look really consistent and professional. So yeah, that's a big thing, the whole aesthetic of your YouTube channel. Definitely have an idea and have a look at other channels before you start, because you don't want to be uploading like 50 videos and then start figuring out what aesthetic you want, because you'll have to go back and change all the thumbnails. So yeah, have some sort of idea. But you can always change it as you kind of go on anyway. This is quite a big one as well that I wish I knew before I started my channel. In terms of music and sounds, you can't just use whatever you want as it'll get a copyright strike. So with YouTube Shorts, you can select a song like you can on Instagram and TikTok. That's easy enough. When it comes to long form videos, it can actually pick up music in the background and give you a copyright strike, so that's not ideal. Some video editors, like apps like CapCut, or I think it was InShot that I used to use a while ago, they've got music that you can use within the app that say they're copyright free as long as you credit the artist and you copy and paste the details in your video description or whatever. But it isn't always, and it can always change over time. So basically, if you get a copyright strike on a video, then your video can't be monetized. So instead, just so you don't have any faffing around at all, use YouTube Audio Library for any background music that you might want to use. It's just so much easier. And you can even like search on actual YouTube sounds, like copyright free sounds, and download them. There's ways around it because copyright free music isn't always the best. Like it literally gives you the worst songs and you feel like you want something that's a bit more upbeat or relaxing or whatever it might be, that's not boring, that's different to other people. And yeah, it's kind of difficult to find, but music is definitely a big part of making YouTube videos. You want it to represent like your whole vibe of your YouTube channel. So in my artist vlogs, for example, you know, I'm not having like heavy metal or dance music in the middle of my thing. If I've got like a time lapse going on, I'll have really relaxing, like calm music, because it matches the whole vibe of just like working in my studio, getting on with bits and bobs. And I want people that watch my artist vlogs to sort of feel that like relaxation as well, if that makes sense, like through the music as well. So yeah, music is a big one, and definitely use music that is copyright free so you don't get any strikes. If you do get a strike on a YouTube video, I remember I did like very early on, and I thought, oh my god, it's the worst thing ever. But you can literally change it. You can switch out the music. It's a lot of faffing around and it takes forever to load, unless it's just my internet. But just to avoid all the hassle, just use the royalty free music from YouTube Audio Library, and then you can't really go wrong. So finally, here's how you can grow on YouTube. So I'll start with the most important, which is being consistent. It's quantity and quality with YouTube, but you have to stay consistent over time to see any kind of growth. So it's no good posting one video every like 6 months, because you literally won't get anywhere. Like you really need to throw yourself into it and include filming and editing for YouTube in your day-to-day workload. It's just constant basically. If I'm unpackaging like a box full of art materials, or I'm starting a new commission, or I'm doing another part of my tutorial, or I'm setting up like all this podcast filming stuff, I'm getting into the habit now where I'm just getting my camera out and I'm thinking, oh, I'll just film this, I'll put this on a time lapse over there because I can use it for my artist vlog or whatever it might be. So obviously it depends what your videos are going to be, but in the back of your mind you always need to be thinking like, you know, this could be content for YouTube. So always have your camera at the ready, basically. And it does sound like a lot of work, and don't get me wrong, it is a lot of work, but once you get going with it, it just becomes like another moving part of your business. It helps being like super self-disciplined, but if you aren't the most disciplined person, then to help keep you on track with being consistent, you could implement like an uploading schedule. So having certain times throughout the week or throughout the month where you're definitely going to upload a YouTube video. So people will be expecting videos at a certain time each week or month or whatever it is. So it just gives you that extra push or incentive to make sure that that video is done and up in time, because people are waiting for it and relying on you to upload it at that time. Think about the type of video or the style of video that you're posting. Generally on YouTube, how-to videos or things I wish I knew before whatever videos tend to do really, really well, because people are always wanting to learn something and be educated, but in a visual and entertaining way. I like to think my videos are educational but like informative, with lifestyle and teaching and behind the scenes like all wrapped into one. To grow on YouTube, you definitely want to level up the quality of your videos by investing as you go, little by little. iPhone cameras nowadays are literally insane. All my videos that I record for YouTube, this podcast episode right now, all my tutorials, all recorded on my iPhone 15 Pro, I think it is. Really had to think about that then. But yeah, iPhone cameras are great, especially the newer ones. So you don't have to fork out hundreds or thousands of pounds on a really good quality camera, and you definitely don't need to do that if you're just starting out. But for example, I know that I got this microphone mainly for my podcast, but if I do any YouTube videos where I'm doing a little bit of a voiceover, I'll tend to use my microphone because the sound quality is so much better. And I actually got my new phone a few months ago. Before that I had the iPhone 11, and the iPhone 15 has so many more features, like focus features, where the video camera kind of captures something perfectly in focus and blurs out the background, which is quite good for like different effects when I'm filming like artist vlogs or tutorials. Like stuff like that just improves the quality and like the visual aspect of your videos, and they make it more interesting to watch. I think for my artist vlogs in particular, or my travel vlogs if I carry on doing them, I think I might end up getting a smaller, good quality camera at some point that's easier to like travel around with and get out in public, that's got like a microphone attached to it, so the sound quality would still be really good. Because you don't always want to be whapping your phone out in crowds and in public. I suppose it's fine when I'm here in the studio and I can set it up on my tripod and it is fine, but I feel like a little camera that I can just easily travel around with me would be easier. But again, it's not on the top of my priority list at the minute, but it's something to think about in the future, just to kind of level up the quality of my videos. I always save my videos after I've edited them in 4K if I can, because the quality of the video is then the best it can be. And also if you upload a video in either HD or 4K, I think I mentioned this before, it shows like a little badge underneath the video, so when people are scrolling wondering what video to watch, they might be umming and ahhing over watching yours or someone else's, and if yours has HD or 4K underneath it and the other one doesn't, they're more likely to watch yours because they know that the quality is going to be so much better. Give people a call to action, so ask them to subscribe fairly early on in your video. I think you can now add like a little subscribe button, or you can add loads of different things when you're editing your video. Just as a reminder to the viewer to subscribe and help support your channel. I always ask whoever is watching to like and subscribe at the end of the video, because you might just get a few extra people here and there that really helps to grow your channel. Even if you're earning from YouTube at this point and you're just wanting it to grow a little bit more or a lot more, keep posting YouTube shorts like all the time. When you post on Instagram, post that same video on YouTube shorts, have them all all kind of interlinked, because they will give your channel such a boost. And again, like I said before, people that have found you on YouTube shorts, it might just persuade them to go over to your main channel, watch some of your longer videos and subscribe and support your channel as well. YouTube shorts definitely have the potential to reach more people than long form videos do, and they've really helped to give my channel a boost, especially over the past 6 months or so. When you really get going with YouTube and you're kind of analysing your analytics over the past year, 6 months, whatever it might be, Especially with mine, I can really see how YouTube Shorts have had such an impact on my growth. So it's definitely worth posting them. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of Life of an Artrepreneur. I hope I have inspired you to go and start your own YouTube channel, or given you a few things to think about if you already have a YouTube channel. If you've been listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, then I'd love it if you could leave a review. And if you've been watching on YouTube, then please give it a like and subscribe like I've just been on about, so you can see more podcast episodes, artist vlogs and tutorials. As always, I'll be back next week with a brand new episode, and I hope you all have a lovely rest of your week.